Yo, what is up y'all? My name is Devin and today I'm going to be breaking down a few tips that can help you in choosing the right surgeon for top surgery because I just got top surgery November 29th with Dr. Russell Sassani in Plantation, Florida. I'm going to actually be making a whole video about my experience with him as a surgeon and his office in general. But right now I really want to give you guys a few tips and some factors that really should play a role in what doctor you're choosing for your top surgery, because there are a few things. It's not just I like these pictures on Instagram, so I'm going to choose this person to be my top surgeon. Before I get into that, make sure if you're new here, and not subscribed, you go ahead and press that subscribe button down below to help me grow. We're almost at 10K and you can help me reach that. If you are interested in coaching, a meal plan, or a training plan, go ahead and email me at devindoescoaching@gmail.com, which will of course be linked in the description down below as well. I know it's super easy to choose your top surgeon based on popularity, okay? But this is not a popularity contest. So I know, for example, I'm not in favor of or against any of these surgeons, but Dr. Garamoni in Florida is super popular. Dr. Dadvan in California is very popular. Dr. Doolin in Texas is popular, and Dr. Medali in Ohio is popular. They're all very popular, okay? I believe a large aspect of this is that those doctors got the chance to work with some pretty fit, athletic, and popular trans guys. Like I know one of Dr. G's patients was Aiden Dowling, who's pretty fucking popular. He was on the cover of Men's Health. I know Dr. Medali worked with my homie Laith Ashley, and then Dr. Doolin has worked on fucking a shit ton of trans guys, okay? So it's super easy to hear these names being spoken about a lot, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll go to this guy. They seem to be, pretty well known. But the first aspect that I think should really go into who you choose to be your surgeon is going to be results. Now, it's easy to look at, for example, Dr. G, who has thousands of results, and be like, yeah, I want to go to him because, he has a lot of results. But at the end of the day, everybody does have a different body type, and personally, a reason why I didn't go with Dr. G is because he damn near does everybody's chest the same way. I wanted someone who was going to sculpt and work with my chest for who I am, okay? So Dr. Sassani really listened to me when I said that I want the incisions to be placed under my pec, so as my chest grows, the pec can fall over the incision. Eventually the incision will just be underneath my pec, okay? If you look at Dr. G's pec and how he essentially places the incisions, it's almost always too high up in my opinion. This isn't meant to be mean at this point. I get that I'm kind of just nitpicking, but as we all know, that's kind of my character, is to be a perfectionist. So I personally would not have been happy with Dr. G, but that shouldn't deter anyone from going to him if they want to go to him. And I'm not talking down on anybody's results. I'm just speaking for my point of view. This is how I feel. Please don't come for me. I love y'all. So he kind of like cuts the pec a little bit, like goes through it. And I think it's important also to find a doctor that has worked with people who have your body type, okay? So I see a lot of doctors work with little twink ass trans people. They work with people who are very much so stick figures most of the time. Either they don't have a lot of muscle built up, they don't have a lot of body fat, and they're just twinks. Like there's no other way to put it, right? If you're not someone who falls under that category, then you might want to go to a doctor who has worked with more people who have your body type, okay? So I did see that Dr. Sassani has worked with muscular people in the past. He has worked with people who have a little bit more body fat in the past. I find it very important to say like, oh, Devin's chest came out fire. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody who has said that. That doesn't just mean that you should go to my doctor because this is how my chest came out. We all have different bodies, and we all, may get different results based on that. The second thing is going to be cost. Now, sort of piggybacking off of my last point, a lot of these popularized doctors be charging an arm and a leg. I know my client got quoted 15K for Dr. Garamoni. God, I got quoted 10K, 11K for some of these doctors, and it's just absolutely fucking insane. Do not just go with, the most popular doctor, go into fucking bankruptcy, go into debt just to get, this prestigious doctor. Do some research, do a lot of research on who's around you and who could be cheaper and yield the same result. For example, I paid around 9K in total for Dr. Sassani, and I would have paid at least 3K more than that for Dr. Garamoni. You know what? I just wasn't having that. A huge factor in who you choose to be your surgeon should be communication. I kind of noticed when I went into my consultation, it was very much like, okay, here's how much it costs, here's what the procedure is, see you on this day. And I sort of had to be like, oh, actually, I kind of want to communicate with you a little bit more. Like, this is what I'm looking for. This is who I look up to. This is what I want my chest to look like. This is where I want my incisions placed. Can you do this for me? How do you feel about that? I very much communicated with him. I get the feeling that they're not very used to people communicating what vision they have and what they want out of the surgery. surgery, they're sort of used to just doing the same thing over and over again. I could be wrong there, but that's what I felt like with all of the consultations I got with doctors, to be honest. A huge thing is make sure that you are actually bringing what you want to your doctor. If you have like a vision board, I had a note in my phone that I bought to the doctor and I was like, this is what I need, bro. You're not just accepting the bare minimum. This is a cosmetic procedure at the end of the day. So you want to look good and you want to make sure that the doctor understands that, okay? The second aspect is making sure that the doctor is comprehending what you're saying. If you're telling them, I want my incisions here, my nipples like this much areola, and it sort of seems like it's going in one ear and out of the other, then that might not be the right doctor for you. This is a team project, okay? Like, you're giving them the money, you're telling them what you want, and then they have to sort of live that vision out. Something that I feel like is kind of underrated is location. So I was perfectly willing to travel to Ohio to go to Dr. Medali, and then after I got top surgery, literally 30 minutes from my home, I was like, yo, I'm so glad that I did not travel, that I didn't have to get on a plane, that I didn't have to drive for mad long, because I felt absolutely fucking wrecked after surgery. My girlfriend was driving home, there's potholes in the street, she drove over one on accident, like fast, going like 50, and I was like, ugh, like holy shit. But she drove fucking 20 miles an hour after that all the way home. Of course you can do it. Of course thousands of trans folks do it all the time, but if you can, you know, have a closer option that's more convenient to you, then I definitely suggest doing that, because something that I was not prepared for after top surgery, when I was bigger, right before I got surgery, I always felt like, yo, I'm fucking Big Dev, bro. Like, I'm big, I got this shit, I got a good pain tolerance, bro. Let's run it, like it's cool. And I was severely humbled. I was walking around like this. The nurse had me on her arm. I was like scuffling. Y'all all saw the video, okay? Like, I was completely humbled, fucking turned into a newborn baby for especially like the first week and a half after surgery. So make sure that you are choosing a surgeon that you feel comfortable with. You are getting a nice vibe, a nice warm positive feeling from the office that you go to. If you go there and you're feeling kind of weird, you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel happy with the people that you're communicating with, you're probably not going to want to be at your most vulnerable point in your life in this location. So maybe shop around a little bit. I wasn't prepped. I wasn't prepared for feeling so fucking exposed, man. Like, I just felt like Humpty Dumpty for real. Of course it was 100% worth it, and of course I do it over and over again if I had to. So make sure you also have people around you who are going to be supporting you, taking care of you, treating you like the newborn baby that you will be, and make sure that your physical environment is safe as well. Go with who's going to empower you and give you the best results that you want, because we're in control of where we choose to spend our money. We're in control of what we want our bodies to look like, and we are the ones who are fucking the creators of our, you know, future, okay? If you are interested in coaching, maybe you want to get prepped for top surgery, I'm fucking 100% here for that. Like I said, the email's in the description down below. Follow me on Instagram as well. We're almost at 20K, so we need 10K on YouTube, 20K on Instagram. My Instagram is at DVNSPRS, but of course that's linked down below as well if you want to click that. And like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.